Welcome, everybody, to the Pitch Catch podcast. My name is Eli Swice,
And I'm Joey Fernandez.
and we are going to be going through what happened in the MLB since our last recording, and we'll be talking about some other stuff, playing some fun games along the way. So make sure you stick with the podcast. Let us know what you think of it. Our TikTok is Pitch Catch Pod if you're interested. And yeah, we have a lot of fun content over there, so make sure to follow. Like we always start off every single episode, we are going to start off talking about our own personal favorite teams. So, Joey, even though you got your little Blue Jays hat on, it's a nice hat. Um, why don't you tell us a little bit about your Chicago White Sox?
Um, I mean, do we have to?
You can go as short or as long as you want.
I mean, uh, I'm a little disappointed right now. I'm trying to stay optimistic because it's only May, but they just seem very sluggish and going through the motions on a day-to-day basis. Honestly, they're hitting the ball on the ground too much. I feel like I say this every week. They're hitting the ball on the ground too much, and they just haven't really had timely hitting. So either way, you try to stay optimistic because they got some reinforcements on the way. But as it stands right now, the Twins are the better team, and they need to prove themselves as worthy of being in the lead for the division because they're playing okay, but you got to beat up on teams like the Royals. You can't struggle with them, and that's the difference between you winning the division and you not winning the division. So that's really all I got for the White Sox.
Yeah, just real quick. I know when the season started, your confidence level in terms of winning the division was
The
probably at
100,
like a 10.
yeah.
What number are you giving that right now?
Still at like an 8.
That's fair. I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't really believe in the Twins more than I think the White Sox are some great team.
yeah, no, I agree. I do think the Twins are a lot better than what we expected.
That's fair.
They've had some pitching that has been, kind of overperforming. Obviously losing Chris Paddock until 2024, and we might get into that trade deal in a
Wait,
little bit. Yeah, he had Tommy John, and according to I think Bob Nightingale, he's going to be out until 2024,
I didn't see that. Holy cow, that's
which
crazy.
makes that Padres trade just that much better.
Mm,
Acquiring Taylor Rogers, who has been one of the better relievers in the league
he's
in
a
an
stud.
area where the Padres really needed them. But yeah, we'll have to see where the White Sox go from here. Obviously, coming, I believe, in June, Lance Lynn will come back. Hopefully, he can provide some innings for you guys. But yeah, I mean, Eloy's still on the shelf. I believe he's coming back
In
late
June.
late June. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a help. But yeah, it seems like they haven't really hit their stride yet.
Not at all. It just seems very choppy and I don't know what it is. The vibe of the team just doesn't really feel right now. Like you watch the team and it just they don't the camaraderie is not there, which is weird because it's most of the same players as last year, but hopefully something changes.
Yeah, yeah, it's a long season, but obviously getting towards the end of May, that's when you kind of have to be concerned a little bit. Like
No,
you
yeah.
you can't just say, "Oh, we're gonna win the division come end of April, end of May, end of June." No, at some point, it's like, okay, we got some issues. We got to step it in gear, and I think they will. I think the players on the team recognize it. As long as people like Luis Roberts stay healthy, as long as they got most of their pitching, I think they should be okay. Joe Kelly, though, I want to talk about him for a second.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen a ton of him. I've just seen the stats when I'm like looking at the box score.
Yeah.
Is his control just gone?
It's so weird. Like he'll get two outs and then all of a sudden he's like, I forgot how to throw a baseball. And he's just throwing it everywhere. His first outing he was getting squeezed a little bit, but after that, I mean, it's just walk after walk right now. And I mean, I know I know everyone's seen that video of him breaking a window at his house
Yep.
a few off seasons ago, but man, it feels like he's breaking that window every time he comes out there right now. So hopefully he picks it up. I'm not really too worried about him because it's not like he's known for his control, but it does kind of suck because he's blown a couple games for us. But
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully he can get on track. Moving on to my Cubs. With this team, obviously. enjoy the little things. We've won 3 series in a row. Against the Diamondbacks and the Pirates, okay, but we won against the Padres, 2 out of 3, a couple or like a week and a half ago, which was cool. It was fun to see. Um, we got some people back from injury. Wade Miley came back. His first start against the Padres was just a few innings, getting back into the groove. His control wasn't really there, and then he pitched against the Pirates and was on fire. He could have gone all 9 if he wasn't coming back from injury. So very excited to see that. Stroman's coming back from the IL tomorrow. He's making his start. And David Robertson got activated. We called up some prospects. Brandon Hughes pitched to 5 batters or pitched to 6 batters, got 5 outs, all 5 strikeouts. He looked really good. Provided that much needed left-hander in the bullpen that we kind of need right now. And then Christopher Morel obviously got a home run in his first at bat. He looks like a very electric player. So I mean, we don't know how long these guys are going to be up. I think Hughes will stay up longer than Morel just because a relief pitcher can kind of do that.
Mhm.
Um, Morel's kind of like a guy where like you're waiting for like people like Nico or Madrigal to come back, possibly even like Hayward because Morel can play outfield, so maybe he can fill in some of those positions. I would like to see him stay on the team. I think there's a lot of upside there, but obviously I don't want to rush things too much. Get someone's like if he's struggling, you don't want to get his confidence low. It's a long season, and he's more in the 2023, 2024 picture. But it's fun seeing some exciting faces, especially on a team where you're not really looking to compete at this second. And so, yeah, the baseball's been okay. I mean, we're winning games, but we're just not scoring a ton, which is weird to say because we just put up 15 in the first 2 games against the Pirates, but today we lost 3-2. So against the Diamondbacks, we didn't really put up much runs either. So it's kind of like up and down. It's a roller coaster. Um, yeah, what else did I want to say? Wilson Contreras has been on a tear. He is right now the best catcher in baseball in almost every
No doubt.
metric.
Yeah.
Um, and with that, on a struggling team comes trade rumors. Obviously, he hasn't been talked about an extension. He's made it clear he doesn't want to talk about an extension during the season, which I think is fair. You don't want to have that distraction.
Yeah.
But yeah, part of this is just enjoying probably maybe the last first half with him, or maybe just the last year with him. Um, Kind of that last spark plug, that last superstar in my eyes that we had from the 2016 team. Obviously, Hendricks and Hayward are the only 2 besides him left, but losing him is going to be tough. So it's just kind of enjoying the ride and seeing what happens there.
So I know you're on the boat of him not being traded. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so I think to the normal baseball viewer, trading him seems like the no brain option, and I agree to that to an extent. Like the haul he can bring in right now for a team that has a struggling catcher, as the way he's performing, it could be a really big haul. But I have a ton of faith in our farm system. There's a lot of guys there that I'm really high on, and I think it's becoming slightly underrated. And he's only 30. I believe he's 30. Um, and it's weird to say he's the veteran right now of the team. He's kind of like that leader. He's been there. He's done that. And I just think, Judd and the Ricketts have been talking about trying to get back into the competitive world in the next 2 years, next 3 years. And I do think it's possible with some prospects coming up and some free agent signings. I don't see a reason why he shouldn't be that leader on the team. Um, it just seems right. He's vocally expressed that he wants to be on the Cubs for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And you can just see, like, when Morel hit the home run yesterday, he was the first one jumping out of the dugout. He was the first one to hug him. He's the leader of the team. Like, point blank period. He's the leader of the team. And I I don't see why, even if his catching days are over in, let's say, 3-4 years. I don't know if you saw his splits. He hits significantly better as a DH. He might be batting close to 400 as a DH this year, as opposed to like maybe like 230, 240 as a catcher. And like I said, we talked over text. Like if Miguel Amaya, who's our number 1 catching prospect, if he wasn't injured and if he's been tearing it up, then I would be a little more lenient on trading him. But he's injured, and we don't know how he's going to recover. He hasn't really shown much. It's a tough situation, and obviously he can bring in a big haul, but I also think he can be a great leader on the next, wave of young talent.
I get it. It's that emotional connection that really wants you to keep him on the team. I think it's justified either way, in my opinion. I mean, letting him walk for nothing though would really be a hurt. That's what really I think is the worst case scenario for
Yeah.
sure, obviously.
Hmm.
But I think it's kind of a win-win situation as long as you get something for him or he stays on the team and he's around for the next wave and hopefully he can still catch at the time, but if not, he's more than capable as a DH
Yeah. The thing
or
is,
even a first baseman.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably most of this decision is emotional, but you can't deny that every World Series team needs that guy who's been through it. Although he's 30,
Mhm.
like I said, he's the veteran of the team. Most World Series teams have that guy who's been there, who's experienced a lot. He could be that guy. He could be that older veteran who coaches these young guys and, shows them the ropes through playoff baseball or through, hard stretches because he's been there. And I think he's the perfect guy for it. His energy is unmatched. I mean, he's the most energetic guy on the team. Um, and every team needs that. Every team needs that guy. Like for the Sox, I would probably say Tim Anderson, Liam Hendricks are those guys. You need those spark plugs. You need the guy who's going to be there every day, show up, and play with passion. So, like I said, I'm preparing for a trade. And like you mentioned, like letting him just walk, that would be brutal. I don't think the I don't think the Cubs will let him walk. Like if they don't trade him, they have to like know that they're re-signing him. And if
Yeah.
they don't, that's a really bad play on them. But we'll see what happens. That's enough on Wilson. If you want to just get started, we'll just start off the episode with a little guess the MLB player, have a little fun.
Okay.
Um, One of the best series on the channel, posting every single take on TikTok if you guys want to rewatch them. But yeah, I got a guy for you if you would like to go first.
Okay. Are we doing
All right.
25 or 30?
It's up to you. What do you think?
Um, let's go 25.
25.
Let's keep it hard. Yeah.
25. Sounds good. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Guess the MLB player 25 seconds. Your time starts now.
AL,
Yes.
AL East,
Nope.
AL Central,
Nope.
AL West.
Yes.
Oh, obviously, Athletics,
Nope.
Astros,
Nope. 10 seconds.
Mariners.
Nope.
Oh, fuck, Angels,
Yes.
Taylor
5
Ward.
seconds. Yeah, you got him with 4 seconds left. What a snag. Taylor
Yeah,
Ward first off the board from the Angels.
I was just
Impressive.
feeling it.
Impressive. I kind of thought you would get him just because we've been talking about him a little bit lately, but nice snag with 4 seconds left. It's pretty impressive. Hopefully I can beat
Feel
that.
pretty good about it. All right.
I'm
Let's
ready to
see. Let
go
me pull it
whenever.
up. Okay. Ready, set, go.
NL,
No,
AL East,
no,
AL West,
no.
Royals,
Yes,
outfielder,
no,
pitcher,
no,
Salvi,
no.
Bobby Witt.
Yes.
Okay.
Holy cow.
How much
18
time?
seconds. Well, you had you it was
So
7
7 seconds.
seconds.
7 seconds
Yes.
left. A little Bobby Witt. You know what's funny? I was actually thinking about including Bobby Witt today.
It
So good thing I didn't. We're both
just
off to
felt
hot
right.
starts.
He had
We're
a
both
bomb
off to
against
hot
Chile
starts.
the other day,
I
so
I kind of I kind of like got nervous as soon as you said no outfielder and no pitcher. I was like, wait,
I knew it would
wait.
come to you because you had so much time.
Yeah. Well, we're both off to pretty good starts. Let's see if we can keep that hot stuff going. Guess the MOB player 25 seconds. Your time starts now.
NL.
Nope.
Okay. AL West.
Nope.
AL East.
Yes.
Yankees.
Nope.
Red Sox.
Nope.
Blue Jays.
Yes.
Um,
10 seconds.
Outfielder.
Nope.
Pitcher.
Yes.
Jordan Romano.
Nope. 5 seconds.
Julian Merriweather.
Nope.
Alec Manoa. Kevin
Nope.
Gausman.
And that's the time. I'll give you one more guess. Final guess. Pitcher on the Blue Jays. You named a lot of them.
You say Kikuchi.
Unfortunately, it is his other Asian counterpart on the team,
Oh, that
Hyunjin
was
Ryu.
okay.
Almost,
Okay.
almost. I thought you had it, but there's a lot of pitchers on that team.
I
Julian
said Julian.
Mayweather.
I don't honestly like that was just because of the Wardle the other day, but
Mm-hmm. Understandable. Understandable.
Julian Merriweather, that's funny. All right.
I'm good to go whenever. 1 for 2 on the day. Not bad for you though.
Yeah, I'll take that any day. Okay. Ready, set, go.
NL.
No.
Or AL Central.
Yeah.
White Sox.
No.
Twins.
No.
Guardians.
Yes.
Outfielder.
No.
Pitcher.
Yes.
Cal Quantrill. Um, Bieber.
No.
Plesac.
Time's up. You get one more guess.
Quantrill, Bieber, please. Okay, I feel like you want relief pitcher here. I want to go with. I mean, it's obvious. Did you go with him? Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. I got to go with my gut. Emmanuel Clase.
Tristan McKenzie.
Oh, Tristan McKenzie. And he's on my fantasy team. And I forgot about him.
Just wanted to go a
Damn.
little outside the box.
Damn, that's a good one. I kind of forgot about him. Damn. 1 for 2 for both of us.
I'll
So
take that. Yeah.
take that any day. It's better than 0-2. Yeah. So those will be on the TikTok if you guys are interested in rewatching them. Got to come with some fire next time. I got to sweep the board. I'm not happy with that.
We got to start
Um,
keeping a leaderboard, I think.
yeah, we probably should. We can do that next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can just talk about, is there anything current in the MLB you want to hit on right away? We can talk about how Matt Harvey got 60 games for a suspension on, basically dealing drugs and doing drugs, and Trevor Bauer suspended for 2 years for something that I don't think is proven. That could be a start.
um well, Matt Harvey, what happened, man? Like the Dark Knight just completely fell off the face of the earth with his play, and then all of a sudden is doing these, I mean, abomination.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on. Like what is happening with these opioids and all of that stuff.
It's
I'm
it's crazy.
not the biggest drug guy, so I don't really know what's going on, but
No.
um I mean, that's it's got to stop,
See,
obviously.
the thing for me is obviously it's terrible and it's sad.
Hmm.
60 games. Like people with PEDs get suspended for more.
Like
Like
stuff in their protein drinks that they drink on accident, like
yeah, like this guy could have. I mean, I'm not sure of all the details, but he could have factored in Tyler Skaggs' death. I think, right?
I mean, or like even then, like he could have potentially factored in someone else's,
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like this is more serious, in my opinion, than steroids. This is
Oh yeah,
like putting your life and the life of others in danger. 60 games makes no sense to me.
not at all. Like that's at least 2 years. Like what Bauer got, he should have gotten plus probably more. I mean, maybe even a lifetime ban, honestly, because it should be a zero tolerance policy as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Like you doing it yourself, what are you gonna do? But if you're dealing it to the other players on the team or anyone else, then that's. I mean, people go to jail for that stuff on the street. So
Hmm.
how is he only getting 2 months worth of games? You know.
I don't understand it. And I wonder if he's going to get released or if any team will pick him up if that happens or if his MLB career is just over. I'm kind of hoping for the latter.
Yeah,
To
he's
just
kind of hanging on by a thread anyway, so it's
yeah.
it's probably over. And if I had to say something, but um, I mean,
He he
it's
had
a
quite
scummy
he had
move.
quite the resume before his kind of decline in skill that probably started like 3-4 years ago. He was a really good pitcher,
He was
and
legit. Yeah.
he was legit. And it's sad. It's really sad. That's crazy to me. But yeah, anything else you want to start off with before we start talking about teams?
Well, I had a specific team that I wanted to talk about
Yeah,
first.
let's get right into it. What do you got?
The Houston Astros.
Ooh, yummy, yummy.
I mean, can they be stopped? I'm not really sure.
I the Red Sox just stopped them. They took 2 out of 3 against them.
I know,
Um,
but I still
I'm a big believer in them. I'm a huge
they
believer in them.
they just don't strike out. Like
No,
but they don't strike out and they hit the ball in the air consistently. It's just it's a scary thing. And they have guys who are tried and true every single year. And it's just that lineup scares me top to bottom besides the Dodgers more than anyone in the league, for sure.
I would agree with you. And a little guy, I don't know if you ever heard of him, Kyle Tucker. He's starting to heat up after having a
Top
really
20 player in
bad
baseball.
first month. He very well could be. He was last year, and he's looking like he's returning to that form. It's scary. You got him. You got Jordan Alvarez, who a top 20 easy hitter when he's good. I don't even need like Jeremy Pena. Like they lost Carlos Correa, and
And
this rookie Jeremy Pena is doing great.
you wouldn't even be able to tell that they don't have him if you didn't watch baseball for the past I don't know if you didn't keep up with baseball for the past 6 months and didn't know that Carlos Correa was on the team, you would just assume he still is because they have not missed a beat at all, and it doesn't even seem like they miss him. It really doesn't.
No, not at all. Luis Garcia is having a really good year. He got roughed up a little bit today, but I was watching that game and it wasn't all his fault. Framber Valdez, low key starting to become someone who could be a little legit. He's still keeping it going. Um, I think it's time to give him a little bit of respect and
Yeah.
just recognize that he's a solid pitcher.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because that ground ball rate's insane, and if you can do that, I mean, that's the name of the game today. Like keep the ball out of the air, and
Yeah, I
it's
can
it's
I can
fair.
respect it. It's just man, me and you were just kind of shitting on him a little bit. So,
I mean,
uh,
I got to give him his flowers when he's still shoving.
yeah, exactly. I mean, looking at his percentile rankings, he's doing well. He's not getting hit very hard, which is nice, but he's not getting a lot of whiffs and chases. But the ground ball percentage, it's great. So it's kind of I don't know. I guess you got to give him props. You
Yeah,
really, I
and
mean, he's an old school pitcher, but he's doing what he's
yeah, I
doing.
don't mind that at all. And this team is doing really well on the pitching side without Lance McCullers, who is a stud. Justin Verlander isn't missing a beat. Everything's going right for them. It's scary
Scary,
because
very scary.
when you think of like at least personally, when you think of like teams that can go on to win the World Series, I feel like the Astros are always not out of the conversation, but like kind of pushed to the side because you got the Yankees and the Rays and the Blue Jays and the White Sox when they're good. And the Astros are kind of like, yeah, the Astros are really good, but like they cheated. Can they do this again? No, they got a solid freaking team. And they might have a better team than the Blue Jays, the Rays. Like we don't like they're serious. They might be the second best team in the AL. They might be the best team in the AL when it's all said and done. It's ridiculous, and I am I'm not surprised at all. I predicted them to win the AL West, and I believe you did as well.
Of course.
And I mean, it's just it kind of sucks in a way that they're not doing bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah, because we were praising the Angels, talking about how great they've been and how hot of a start they started off to, and then all of a sudden the Astros just storm back and they're like, "Oh yeah, we own this division, by the way," and now they're in first place again, like they belong. But it's crazy. It's crazy how fast. Like I looked up and it was like, "Oh, the Astros have won 5 in a row," and then you look
Hmm.
up 5 days later and it turns into 10 and then 11, and it's ridiculous. They're just one of those teams that can flip it on really quickly, and then there's no one really stopping them, especially with JV back.
Yeah.
That's someone you don't really want to see game one in the playoffs. So
No. No, not at all. Talking about another team in that division, The Seattle Mariners, this is a team that we were really excited about, and we thought
Mhm.
there was a chance they could make the wild card. My current opinion, I'm out on them. I'm completely out on them. I think their future is one of the brightest in the MLB. I predict they win a World Series in the next 5 years. This year, I don't think there's any shot that they even make the playoffs. Um, and they are not impressive right now. They're not impressive.
No, J-Rod really hasn't done anything. Kalanick just got sent down, and their young pitching hasn't been amazing. Logan Gilbert's been good, but it's been a big disappointment so far. I mean, I'm not completely ruling them out, getting hot, obviously, because they've done it before. I mean, last year they got hot at the right time and just kind of stormed back. But man, it's really disheartening to see it. I was really high on them. I picked them to finish second, I want to say. So
Maybe, yeah.
I think I did because I wasn't the biggest on the Angels, and obviously they've proved me wrong. And the Mariners have I mean, kind of proved me wrong also. So, I mean, it sucks. It really does. But I still have a little bit of faith in them. I think their young players could easily get hot in the second half and start to figure it out a little bit. But will it be too late by then? Is the real question.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm out on this team. JP Crawford was one of the best shortstops in the league for the first like 3 weeks. And in his last like 15 games, he's batting like 218. And I don't think he's ever going to be that bad, but I do think that's closer to what he is than what we were seeing. I think he'll just kind of average out.
Yeah,
Ty
definitely.
France, I really like Ty France as a player. He's cooled down a little bit. Jesse Winker not doing anything for them. Um,
That's
Eugenio
surprising.
Suarez, yeah, it is surprising. Eugenio Suarez not doing anything.
Suarez is understandable, but
Yeah.
Winker's been so consistent ever since 2020, and
hmm
man, what's I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the dead ball. You could just blame everything on the dead ball, but
Yeah, one thing I do want to talk about is when you talk about the top guy in this rotation, you're talking Logan Gilbert. You're
yeah,
talking Marco
Robbie
Gonzalez being
Ray.
the number two guy, Flexen maybe being the number three guy right now. Robbie Ray has almost a 5 ERA. I mean, he does not look like the Robbie Ray of last year. I mean, that's
No,
bad. That's really bad for the team.
no, yeah, I saw him pitch against the White Sox early in the season, and he got roughed up a little bit, and I thought it
hmm
was just a blip, and it really hasn't been the same. It seems like every start he's just going out there and struggling a little bit, and he always has the wipeout strikeout stuff, but it's the walks, it's the leaving pitches over the middle of the plate and just getting roughed up in general. So that's also disheartening to see, and I think the the story of his season's been the story of the Mariners season's just summed up in one player.
Yeah. His last 7 starts, a 5.18 ERA. And obviously there's you can look deeper into the story, but this is just for context. Um, that's not good for the guy the reigning Cy Young winner that you paid to be your ace. I mean, are you scared with Logan Gilbert pitching game one if you're the opposite team? Probably not. And I know Robbie Ray would pitch game one, but Logan Gilbert is like
Would
he's
he?
do you think like with all the money they pay him? I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I mean, I guess in this scenario, if they were to make the playoffs, then you'd assume
He
Robbie
would be
Ray would get
better.
back to
Yes.
form. So I guess that's fair. But man,
Are you
that's
scared of Robbie Ray over Giolito, over Cease, over Verlander, over Gosman?
not a
I mean,
chance.
over McClanahan, over
If he's
Garrett
on, he's
Cole?
on. But can he be on at this point? I
I
know it's
would
only been 7
expect
starts where he's been really bad, but I mean, it's
positive regression, but nowhere near those Cy Young numbers. And by the
no.
way, we both are on the boat where he shouldn't have even won the award. Um, but I don't see it. I don't see it for this team. This team has. I want you to guess how many saves this team has total.
3.
They have 6,
Ooh.
and that's by 4 different people. They don't even
What
have. They don't even have a closer. Like it's Diego Castillo, Steckenrider, Munoz, and Seawald.
Munoz? Yeah.
Like those are good relievers.
So
But you need
I
your guy.
I have another thing I want to bring up. Did you see what Seawald did to the Mets fans?
No, I didn't see that. What happened?
He like waved bye to the Mets fans after he got a save on them, I believe. And like he had like some like big gripe against Mets fans when he was with the Mets. He has like some thing against the fan base because they always kind of like shit on him a little bit, but
Hmm.
he had over a 5 ERA when he was with the Mets, so it might have been
Jeez.
justified. So
Yeah.
he's he's acting like it wasn't for like a good reason or anything like that. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one
That's
time where I'm on the fan side.
yeah. Absolutely. Look, it's simple. When I'm saying this team is out of the playoffs, they won't get past the Yankees. They won't get past the Blue Jays, the Rays, the White Sox, the Astros, and I firmly believe they won't get past the Angels. I
And
can
the
even
Twins.
maybe throw the Twins. Yes, I was about to say the Twins. Like I want to root for this team so bad, and I know we all do. And I think there will be a time, like I said, I think they win the World Series in the next 5 years with all the prospects they have. Julio obviously taking that extra step, but this season I'm over it. It's been a month and a
I
half. I've seen nothing to give me hope.
I'd put them in the Guardians tier right now.
I would agree. I would agree. As much as I think the Guardians should be bad, they stay afloat,
They're
and
at
I
least
think
mid.
yeah, I think that's what the Mariners are doing. They're staying afloat, but to the point where you're not going to get into the playoffs. So it's interesting.
Sucks to see.
Another team in that division where they are currently one game behind the Astros, the Angels. They have not slowed down. I mean, they're on a 3-game losing streak, but overall that record looks nice. I know you guys had a series against them a couple weeks ago. I'm all in. I think they have a legit shot to make the playoffs. And I feel like if you're a baseball fan, you should root for that to see Mike Trout and Shohei in the playoffs finally. I'm all in, and I do think they are better than any AL Central team besides the White Sox. And I think they have a shot. I think they have a shot, and I'm excited because the main thing was the pitching, and it's been good. I mean, they just got a no hitter out of a rookie. It- they have a good staff, like good
Very
enough.
impressive.
So, what are
Yeah.
your thoughts?
I mean, I don't call them World Series contenders or anything like that, but they definitely
Mm-mm.
got a
Yeah,
real shot at the playoffs. I seeing them play for a 4 game series in person, they that lineup is so scary. I mean, every it feels like every there's no breaks,
no.
and when you face a team like that, it's very tiring after a while because every reliever that comes out of the bullpen doesn't get an easy inning. It's not like it's 7, 8, 9, and you're like, oh, this guy doesn't really have to worry about much. But then you're looking at their 7 hitter, and it's like Taylor Ward or
He's their
something.
leadoff hitter, idiot. As a
Well,
Taylor Ward super fan. No, I know what you mean.
but like it's someone like with pop or someone that can
Yeah.
hit for average or something like that. And
Yeah,
it's
like a Jared Walsh type.
yeah, there you go. So it's very impressive. I was gonna say Brandon Marsh, but he hits like second depending on the matchup. But
Yeah.
it's it's scary, and I love Patrick Sandoval also. So
Mhm.
that's kind of where my rooting for the Angels goes, straight to Patrick Sandoval. But I mean, I think their bullpen's been better. I think Aaron Loop has been really good. Raisel Iglesias is obviously one of the best closers in baseball, so it's nice to see. I was kind of I wouldn't call myself a hater, but I definitely didn't believe in them all that much compared to you. So props.
Yeah, that's fair. I am all aboard the Taylor Ward train. Do I think he's going to end the year with his 370 average? Of course not. He looks legit. He looks like a
I
guy who
like
can
him.
at least provide some sort of value. And I mean, how many more hitters do you need? Like Rendon has like the sixth worst average on the team. And just wait till he heats up. So Michael Lorenzen has also been a very important piece to kind of giving them outings that give him a chance to win. I know against the White Sox, he almost went 9 and then he kind of fell off. And that's when the White Sox almost won it.
Hmm.
As a guy who kind of transition from a reliever to like a part-time two-way player to like now a starting pitcher, I'm all in.
It's gonna ride.
I think he'll turn in a decent enough year to be the fourth or fifth starter on that team, which it's not bad. If you play the Angels in the playoffs, it's not an easy series. As long as that team has Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani batting against you. So I'm excited for them. I'm really excited for them. Um, any other team specifically you want to talk about? The Dodgers are finally getting hot,
Yeah.
which shouldn't be a surprise to most people.
No, they're just the most steady team ever. It's never gonna end with them. I want to talk about the Yankees a little bit. I'm a big
Mm-hmm.
fan. Well, not a big fan, but like I'm a fan of how they've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed.
Very
Watching,
impressive.
yeah. I want to say I don't want to say it yet, but we've been kind of
I
wrong
think
about
I
them.
think we were. I was gonna bring that up. We were talking about them as if they wouldn't make the playoffs. I feel like,
I
and
put them in fourth place,
I
so
had them in third. Um, this team, and the reason we were so low on them is because of the holes in the offense, starting pitching question marks. This team has one of the best bullpens in the league. Their hitting is still good. Aaron Judge is playing like he deserves 500 million, and that starting rotation is giving them what they need. They're right now an all-around great team, and right now they're the best team in baseball. As much as
yeah.
might pain someone to say, they're the best team in baseball.
Yeah, props completely. A nasty Nestor. Did I ever expect this out of him? No. But do I think it actually can stay? I
Hmm.
think so. I really do. I mean, is he going to stay on this pace? I doubt it, but he's still going to be an all-star level pitcher, I think, honestly, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I think what he's doing is completely sustainable and he can keep hitters off balance consistently. It's fun to watch, like
Yeah,
seriously. He gets the
yeah.
ball and he throws it. He's not messing around. He's not playing any sort of games. Well, kind of with the with the
Oh,
with
he
the
plays
timing.
games.
Yeah, with with the timing and stuff like that, but I he's just the kind of pitcher that you love to watch. So that's I'm a huge fan, and I think he's been their X factor, honestly, in my opinion, because every fifth day he's gone out there, they've
Hmm.
they've gotten wins, and
Yeah.
to add a guy like that to kind of take the spot of Severino as far as how he was a couple years ago or 3 years ago, um, it's been big for them because it feels like they've been missing that sort of piece behind Garrett Cole.
Yeah, absolutely. I have more faith in pitchers who are crafty and throw not 100 as opposed to someone who just gasses up 101. And I think this type of production is sustainable for the most part. I think he can be a very solid major league pitcher. He might start the All-Star game. Like,
At this rate, yes.
this is a very serious player that I think is both easy to root for and he's really good. And if he goes, the Yanks go. Once if he starts to decline, that's when you might see the Yankees decline because if Garrett Cole has one outing that blows up, Severino's been on and off. He's had really good starts, really bad starts. I don't want to put too much faith in Tyone or Montgomery, and Luis Hill is getting some starts here and there. I mean, Nestor's the guy for them. You know what you're getting from Cole. Nestor's the guy, and they're impressive. And that
Yeah.
bullpen, holy cow, that bullpen.
Yeah, we never doubted the bullpen, that's for
No,
sure.
no,
And I mean, Loizaga hasn't even been good,
no.
and they still have other guys just stepping up. That like Clay Holmes is disgusting,
Yeah.
absolutely disgusting. Michael King, absolutely disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to see those guys in the seventh and eighth.
No, no, absolutely not. Definitely didn't suspect that to happen. I didn't think we would ever be saying the Yankees are the best team in baseball.
No, not a chance.
Moving on to a team that is not the best team in baseball. Um, the Boston Red Sox, and they've won 2 out of 3 against the Astros. I had them fourth. You had them third. There's a lot of conversation on Bogarts right now. Are you selling Bogarts if you are the owner, if you're the manager of the Red Sox?
If I'm the Red Sox, yes, but do I think they will? No.
If
personally.
if they do, where are some possible fits that you like?
Oh, really putting me on the spot here. Uh, the Miami Marlins makes sense.
Hmm, I like
Uh,
that.
but that's with agreeing to an extension.
Do you think
Uh,
there's any chance the Yankees will get him?
no, no,
I don't think so
not
either.
a chance. That would be hilarious, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't like it personally, but that would be hilarious. Trying to think. Um,
The Angels need a shortstop.
I
Do they
was
have the
about to say,
funds?
who's the Angels shortstop? Uh,
Right
I
now
mean,
it's
maybe a
Wade, I
change of,
believe.
yeah, a change of scenery type guy. With Joe Adell, and
Yeah.
maybe like throw in a couple pitching prospects or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
I
think
could
that's
see that.
fair.
I could see that being a swing. Besides that,
The
I mean, it's
Phillies?
kind of
Do the Phillies
ooh.
want to go for it? Do they have what it takes? I don't think so.
But Bryson Stott could get it done definitely
Yeah.
if they are selling. Um, maybe another change of scenery in Alec Boehm. I don't know,
Maybe the Brewers? They move Adama somewhere else?
second
Or
or
they just
third,
move
or
Xander to
third.
second? Yeah,
Well,
I
they have
mean,
Colton Wong, so they'd probably just move Xander to
yeah.
third, or not Xander to third. They'd
I think
move
Wong can
Adamas to
play.
third.
Can Wong? No, it's Keston Hero who can play first. Yeah, so Wong's gonna have to stay at second.
Wong's too good at second too to move him. He's a Gold
Mm-hmm.
Glover there, so
Yeah. Um, that's an interesting conversation though. Um,
hmm
I I don't know. Yeah, the Red Sox. I'm obviously out on them. They have some exciting guys. Garrett Whitlock is a guy who is super exciting to watch.
I love
This
him.
offense, there's too many hitters on this offense for them to be this bad. And I just think with the mix of the pitching and the ups and downs of these hitters and the bullpen's the worst part. The bullpen sucks.
Oh my god! And I thought Jake Diekman would help, and he has not
Mm-hmm.
been great.
Yeah, you
And
wanted him on
hence,
your White Sox.
yeah, I mean, I feel like most people would want them on
Mm-hmm.
want
Yeah.
him on their team. He's a great lefty reliever, and he just has not helped them at all. Hansel Robles should not be the closer, but who else are they going to make it? He's
Mm-hmm.
actually his numbers weren't too bad as of a couple weeks ago. I'm not sure how they've gone now, but
I know he
besides
just
that,
blew
I
one
mean,
recently.
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, he's definitely not locked down or anything like that. But Matt Barnes, I mean, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
So, I,
Yeah, I've seen some talks about just like casual fans saying that they should transition Whitlock into that role with how good of stuff he has and how he's been proven to pitch 5 innings of good baseball. Do you think it's worth it? Because he would be a shutdown closer, but do you think it's worth it if he can give you 5 innings every 5 days?
I I'd take him as a starter. You can't find starters. They don't grow on trees. And that's just the kind of if he's successful as a starter, you keep him as a starter. But if he starts to have some hiccups here and there and he can't go deep into ball games and stuff like that, then that's when you could transition him to a multi-inning reliever. But that's worst case scenario, honestly,
Hmm.
because that's why teams always start guys out as starters because it's tough to do. It's not an easy job to have, and you can always find guys that can pitch an inning, but
Hmm.
can you really find a guy who can pitch five? You know?
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. Um, Around the league, I mean, there's not much else to talk about. The Mets are still in first; they're cruising.
Yeah.
Um, the Dodgers, like I said, they're hitting their stride, and the NL West is low key like the best division in baseball right now.
Mhm.
The Diamondbacks and the Rockies are almost 500. Um, but yeah, we can just kind of end it off with our overrated, underrated segment if you want to get into that. Did you have two
Okay.
or one?
As far as overrated, underrated,
Yeah.
I have a few that I just have a list that I was gonna go off
Okay.
of just because we talk about them sometimes ahead of time.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll start off giving you one. The Arizona Diamondbacks pitching staff. It's, I believe, third or fourth in the league in ERA.
Underrated.
Yeah.
I'm a big Zach Gallen guy. I think Merrill Kelly's pretty good too. So yeah, I'm gonna go underrated. I'm a fan. I think they can actually. I'm not gonna say they're gonna keep up this pace, but I could see them being top half in the league for sure.
Yeah.
Mad Bum's been okay also. So
Yeah. Zach Davies is a terrible human, but he's putting up okay numbers.
yeah,
So
exactly.
That'll do.
Couldn't said it better myself.
Yeah.
Should I go with mine?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Mike Clevenger.
Um, is it too early to tell? I'm what's his rating right now?
That's
He
why
actually
I thought it was weird. That's why I kind of wanted to throw him in there to see where you were at on him.
I know that he started today. Let me check
He's
what he
had three
did.
starts.
Oh no, Snell
Uh,
started today. He started yesterday. I actually don't think he did very well.
he
Unless I'm
has
Oh
he
no,
has
he did do well.
three starts, 14 innings, 15 Ks, a
Yeah,
3.2.
so last yesterday he went 5 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts. This is a guy who's coming off a serious injury. I like him. I mean with a 3.2 ERA right now, I'm gonna say properly rated. I mean,
A 2.9 FIP.
yeah, I mean is anyone saying he's a superstar or is anyone saying he sucks? I don't think so. I think everyone recognizes that he's a really solid pitcher. So I'm gonna go properly
Yeah.
rated on him.
I just haven't heard much talk about him, so
Hmm.
I just felt like he's been underrated and people haven't because he hasn't been around since 2020, so I feel like people just kind of forgot about him a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, give him his respect. I like him a lot as a pitcher.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to praise him a little bit. That's why I brought him up, honestly. But
um, Trevor Story's slow start. Overrated, underrated.
overrated. I'm not worried
Interesting.
about him. I think that he's going to pick it up eventually.
But
He's just
for
kind
how
of.
long? Like how much longer can you wait? It's almost been 2 months, a month and a half.
I mean, I'd give it to the middle of June, honestly,
Okay.
because you've seen superstars have really bad first halves and just
Is he a
knock the league.
superstar? I don't think
I'd
so.
call him a star.
I'd say an above average player.
Okay, I mean, agree to disagree, I guess. I'm a huge fan of him. I think he's a good defender. I think he's good on the base pass, and I think he's a very solid hitter. So I'd call it a star. But I think he's going to eventually pick it up as the Red Sox pick it up a little bit. Personally, I think he's going to go as the team goes.
I would love to see him do well. It does kind of concern me though. I mean, I hate the home road splits argument, but he hasn't been producing, and his splits were weird. His splits were very one sided last year. Obviously playing in Coors Field, and a lot of people said that about Arenado. Obviously, Arenado is one of the best hitters in the league still. I don't know if Story will ever get back to what his peak was, but I think he can hopefully salvage enough to still be a good player. The defense is always going to be there, which is a plus. You can't play worse defense unless you're like playing on turf and that affects you or something.
Yeah.
I need to see more out of the bat. And as a fantasy owner, I'm rooting for him. But I just thought I'd throw that in there because I feel like we've talked about his slow start a couple of times and he hasn't heat up. He hasn't been heating up at all. So maybe when the Red Sox, as they keep going, he'll find his form.
Okay. Um, I I'm trying to decide which one to go with. Kevin Gossman.
Um, I think he's still underrated. He is
Or
one of the
let's go
best.
Kevin Gossman's start. Just hit the start his start to the season.
Well, he got roughed up today a little bit, I believe. Um, Overall, I think it's underrated because I don't think it's one of these starts where some guy just gets hot. We saw last year Gosman has one of the best pitches in baseball with splitter.
The split,
And
yeah.
Pete Walker is a really good pitching coach, and he's a guy he made Robbie Ray win the Cy Young. I'll say it. Like he had a big part in that. I think Gosman is the real deal. Is he a 1.7 ERA at the end of the year? No. 2.4, 2.5? I think that's totally possible. He's the ace of that rotation, and he's going to be a big part on if the Blue Jays, win the division, if they when they make the playoffs, win game 1, like he's their guy. I No way he's overrated. And with that pitch, if he's on, he's one of the best pitchers in the league.
Okay. I
What are your
agree.
thoughts? Okay.
I think I think he's figured something out heavily as
Mm-hmm.
far as his sequencing goes, and I think it's completely sustainable, and I'm excited to see if he can win a Cy Young this year because I think it's perfectly plausible. It's going
Yeah.
to be him and Justin Verlander to the end, in my opinion.
Yeah, very well could be. Trying to think of anyone. I mean, Dylan Cease might.
Yeah, he got
Um,
roughed up.
yeah,
That's
I was gonna. Even Gosman's teammate Manoa, like he's still doing really good.
hmm
Um, Nestor might. We can't forget about Nestor. That's another one.
yeah. It's
McClanahan. I
just
mean, he's in that
ooh,
conversation for
McClanahan's a good
sure.
one. McClanahan's a really good one. I like that
Yeah,
a lot. I
yeah,
forgot about him.
yeah. McClanahan is God. He's good. He's fun to watch too.
hmm
If you have another one, you can just throw it out there. We can get that over with.
Um, I don't really like any of them, honestly. Like I just kind of had a bunch of players. I had the Blue Jays, just in general,
Um,
just
Currently,
because they're not really killing it or anything like that, like they're
yeah,
expected.
I think they're still underrated. They can score 10 with a snap of the finger. They have Gosman, they have Manoa, they have Barrios as like the big three.
They
They're a
still got
really
some
good team.
consistent guys in the back end too.
Yeah, and Romano has been one of the best closers in all of baseball. I would like to see them add a reliever at the deadline. That would be a huge step for them. They're underrated. I still believe they're going to win the division, and that's going to take a big Yankees downfall,
hmm
but it's going to be fun to watch. The little battle between New York, Tampa, and Toronto by the end of the year.
Yeah, should be fun.
Um, but yeah, we can just go ahead and end it there. Um, not too much. Not too much happened in the little 2 weeks, but I'm excited. Is there anything you're looking forward to? For the Sox, are you going to a game soon or
No, but I've been to quite a few so far. I'm up to 7 games this year, so
damn?
hopefully trying to get up to the 20 plus mark hopefully soon. So gonna oh, actually I am going to a game. I'm going to the Cubs Sox game on the 28th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, sit in
We
third
play.
baseline. Catch me there.
I'll definitely catch you there once we sweep you in your own stadium. Um, but yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you everybody for listening to the Pitch Catch podcast. Make sure to check us out on TikTok at Pitch Catch Pod, and yeah, let us know what you think. And thank you all for listening. And with that,
Peace.
have a great rest of your day. Peace.